Hi there, my name is Tessa Booth and I am the Director of Customer Development here at PHLster Holsters. As the Director of Customer Development, I do a whole lot of different things. It kind of seems like my job description is ever changing, but these days I'm the gal that you see on the YouTube channel sharing about concealment principles and product use. I am here making this video today sharing my custom Enigma setup because we thought it would be cool to kind of show you guys what the people here at PHLster are doing to their Enigmas and how we're carrying. So right now I'm carrying a P365 customized with a Boresight Solutions Razorback grip frame, a safety, and a Holosun 507K. The Boresight frame lets me get a much better grip overall. John actually has a similar Boresight mod on his P365 XL, and so does Sarah, which he talked about in a video that I'll link, I think right here. Maybe it's here, but you'll see it pop up somewhere up here. So I won't go super in depth on that, but the part that seems to really make a difference for me is this little bump right here. When I make a little grip shape with my hand, I've got kind of like a little indent here, or like hollow cupped portion of my hand, and the bump kind of fills that in so that it really feels like I'm shooting a much larger grip, but it's not actually larger to the point where it would make concealment more challenging. So it makes shooting more comfortable without making concealment more challenging. I use the manual safety like I would a striker control device on a Glock. So I only flip it on when I'm putting the gun into the holster, and then I turn it back off once the gun is seated in the holster. I've shot a little over 4,000-ish rounds through this little P365 without any issues, and I'm pretty happy with the performance that I'm getting out of it. To carry this P365, I obviously am using a Enigma Express, and that's pretty much exclusively what I'm using these days. I actually started using the Enigma when they launched back in 2020, and back then the only option was the standard Enigma. So for a couple of reasons, I actually really prefer the Enigma Express over the standard Enigma. The main reason being that the overall form factor of the Express is slightly smaller, which makes a pretty huge difference on my body type. So to customize this Enigma Express, I went ahead and swapped out the magnetic fidlock buckle for the reduced size buckle, which helped me to reduce the overall footprint of the Enigma even further, which was a really good help for keeping any of those hard holster parts off of my hip bones. The next thing that I added was an extra small sport belt. I initially was using a small size, but the extra small was actually a pretty noticeable comfort swap for me. So there is indeed a reason that the fit guide says to go with the smaller of the two sizes if you kind of find yourself right on the edge of two sizes. And lastly, I swapped out the leg leash material to a gutted paracord. Everyone's skin comfort and tolerance is different, but for me, I find that this gutted paracord material is softer on my skin. PHLster actually has a full written walkthrough for how to DIY this for yourself. It's super easy and cheap to do at home, and I'll link that walkthrough down in the description below. Another thing that I'll use from time to time is a piece of sheepskin, kind of in the place of a wedge. Sarah actually talked about the sheepskin wedge in her carry video.
You can go online and find a bag of sheepskin scraps. They're cheap. This is easy to do.
The main reason that I will use that sheepskin barrier between the bottom of the holster and my body is because it does a really, really good job of moisture management. And I'll specifically enjoy using it when I'm deep concealing, particularly in the summertime, because it keeps from any of that heat building up, causing sweat and causing moisture to kind of build up and stay on my body. And the thing that becomes a problem with that is that it can be harmful on your skin. And I've noticed that if my skin stays somewhat damp throughout the day as I'm carrying my gun, boy, does it get so uncomfortable. So I'll use that sheepskin barrier specifically when I'm deep concealing. And let's see, what else? The only other thing I can really think of is that I almost always wear a fabric layer of some kind between my skin and my Enigma / my gun. Sometimes that means that I'm wearing a tank top or I'm wearing a pair of high-waisted underwear. Some people, I think Sarah likes to use like a bandeau around her waist. I know some guys like to use that. Either way, my skin is generally on the more sensitive side of things, so I like to keep some kind of barrier between my carry gear and my skin. And I think that is my full carry setup. Keep an eye out for future PHLster team carry videos and let us know down in the comments below how you have customized your carry gear.